Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please hit the subscribe. Now this start video. The controversy surrounding U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance's comments has sparked a broader conversation about the role of international alliances, the sacrifices of military personnel, and the delicate balance of diplomacy in a rapidly changing global landscape. Sir Keir Starmer's decision to pay tribute to British troops during Prime Minister's questions, PMQs, was not only a poignant reminder of the human cost of war, but also a subtle rebuke to any suggestion that the contributions of allied nations, particularly the UK, should be undervalued or dismissed. The UK's military history, particularly in Afghanistan and Iraq, is a testament to its commitment to global security and its alliance with the United States. The sacrifices made by British troops in these conflicts are deeply ingrained in the national consciousness. Sir Keir's acknowledgement of the 642 individuals who lost their lives in these wars, alongside the countless others who were wounded, served as a powerful reminder of the price paid for international stability. His words resonated not only within the Commons, but also with the wider public, many of whom have personal connections to those who served. Vance's comments, though later clarified, had already ignited a firestorm of criticism. His initial remark about some random country that hasn't fought a war in 30 or 40 years was perceived by many as dismissive of the UK's military contributions. While Vance insisted he was not referring to the UK or France, the implication that any nation's efforts could be deemed insignificant struck a nerve. This was particularly true for countries like the UK, which have consistently stood shoulder to shoulder with the U.S. in some of the most challenging conflicts of the modern era. The UK's involvement in Afghanistan and Iraq was not undertaken lightly. Both conflicts were marked by intense debate, both within Parliament and among the public, about the moral and strategic justifications for military intervention. Yet, once the decision was made, British troops demonstrated extraordinary courage and professionalism. The loss of 6 young soldiers in Afghanistan, as highlighted by Sir Keir, is just one example of the sacrifices made by British forces. Their deaths, and those of their comrades, underscore the gravity of military service and the profound responsibility borne by political leaders who send troops into harm's way. The broader context of Vance's comments, his skepticism about the effectiveness of international coalitions in securing peace, also raises important questions about the future of global alliances. In an era where populism and nationalism are on the rise, the value of multilateral cooperation is increasingly being called into question. Yet, as Sir Keir and others have pointed out, the UK's partnership with the US has been a cornerstone of global security for decades. From the Cold War to the War on Terror, the two nations have worked together to address shared threats and uphold democratic values. The current situation in Ukraine is a case in point. The UK and France have been among the most vocal supporters of Ukraine in its struggle against Russian aggression. Both nations have committed troops to potential peacekeeping missions, signaling their willingness to take concrete steps to stabilize the region. This stands in contrast to Vance's suggestion that some countries lack the experience or capability to contribute meaningfully to such efforts. The UK's military expertise, honed through decades of conflict and peacekeeping operations, is a valuable asset in any international coalition. Sir Keir's emphasis on the importance of remembering past sacrifices also serves as a call to action for the present. As the world grapples with new challenges, from the rise of authoritarian regimes to the threat of climate change, the lessons of history must not be forgotten. The bravery and sacrifice of those who served in Afghanistan and Iraq remind us of the cost of freedom and the importance of standing up for what is right, even in the face of overwhelming odds. The exchange during PMQs also highlighted the complexities of the UK's relationship with the US under the current administration. While Sir Keir affirmed the strength of the alliance, he'd also faced questions about the suspension of US military aid to Ukraine and its implications for intelligence sharing. The decision by the US to pause aid has raised concerns about the reliability of its commitment to Ukraine's defense. Sir Keir's assurance that the U.S. remains a reliable ally was an attempt to downplay these concerns, but the underlying tensions are difficult to ignore. The role of intelligence sharing in modern warfare cannot be overstated. The UK's ability to provide Ukraine with critical information has been a key component of its support for the country. Any disruption to this flow of intelligence could have serious consequences for Ukraine's ability to defend itself. Sir Keir's spokesman's refusal to comment on specific intelligence matters was a diplomatic move, but it also underscored the sensitivity of the issue. The UK's commitment to Ukraine's security remains unwavering, but the broader geopolitical landscape is increasingly uncertain. The quiet nature of the PMQ's session, with Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch adopting a restrained tone, was notable. Her focus on securing a U.S. security guarantee for Ukraine reflected the broader concerns of many in Parliament about the future of the conflict. Sir Keir's response, emphasizing his discussions with former President Donald Trump and the importance of NATO's collective defense principle, was an attempt to reassure both his colleagues and the public. However, the lack of a concrete commitment from the U.S. on issues like air cover for Ukraine highlights the challenges of navigating this complex relationship. The need for a robust international response to the crisis in Ukraine is clear. The UK's willingness to commit troops to a potential peacekeeping mission is a significant step, but it is not enough on its own. A coordinated effort involving multiple nations, including the U.S., will be essential to achieving a lasting peace. Vance's comments, while controversial, have sparked an important debate about the role of international coalitions and the value of each nation's contributions. As Sir Keir noted, the sacrifices made by British troops in past conflicts should serve as a reminder of the importance of standing together in the face of adversity.